Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. I hope you guys are ready for your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness. We're going to be doing a gear review today, and I'm going to right off the bat make a fairly bold statement. This is a Tigershark Pro recurve from Southwest Archery. It is, in my opinion, the best bow that you can buy on the American market under $200. Now, there are $100 bows out there that I've made videos on. We're going up another $100 in this video, and there is a difference in quality between a $100 bow and a $200 bow, and there is also much more higher quality, more elegant bows in the upper price points. But as of right now, if my house burnt down and I lost everything except for this bow, while I do like a heavier draw weight than 60 pounds, what I can say is if this was the only bow that I owned, I would be okay with it because it does impress me. Now, with that being said, hopefully nothing bad happens, but that is a fairly bold statement for me to make. And I've sat on this review for quite a while because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to make that claim that this was the best bow on the market in the under $200 price point, I'd better have some credibility on it. Now, I really appreciate all of you that watch, and I know we all work hard for our money, but if you want to support the channel, you can go to TexGrebnerOutdoors.com, check out the Make It Weird merchandise, the #KillWithSticks shirt, and of course, my ever famous and unfortunately true line, life ain't like the pornos, hunting ain't like the TV shows. Now, this bow is not actually in the Three Rivers Archery catalog as of the recording of this video, but if you're buying arrows, if you are buying any kind of traditional archery gear, and you're based in the Midwest or basically anywhere around the country, you can go to threeriversarchery.com, show your support for the channel, and use the discount code of Tex Grebner in your checkout for your trad life supplies. Now, this bow does not come looking like this. These trophy burr limb bolts are from Three Rivers Archery, and I like them, one, because they look cool, and two, I hate having to try and keep track of a damn Allen wrench. This is a posi grip. It's basically a rubber grip that goes around the grip of a longbow or a recurve. I really like it, and other than a Three Rivers Archery bowstring, this bow is in stock condition. Now, the truth is, you can basically pimp this bow. It's not that hard. It comes to you looking pretty all right, and it's just some little tweaks and turns that I've done to this bow. Like I say, if my house burnt down and this was the only bow that I had left that I could actually hunt with, I'd be okay with it. What do you actually need out of a traditional bow? You need it to be durable enough to hold together under the abuse that it's going to have to withstand throughout your practice and what you're going to do out in the field. That's actually all you need, because shooting accurately with a traditional bow, that's your job. You cannot buy accuracy in any form of archery. Now, this is not a rifle where I can put it on a bench and actually show you that this is capable of shooting a sub-MOA group. Not the case, because with a recurve, there is so much human factor involved in the shot that it's very subjective. All I can do is actually show you how accurately I can shoot the bow. You shooting the bow accurately, that's up to you. Now, this is not a far distance, but this is a realistic, in my opinion, and ethical distance for traditional bow hunting. I don't see you taking a Tigershark Pro, which is an under $200 at max price point bow, to Alaska grizzly bear hunting, or hunting bighorn sheep, or hunting mountain goat with a $200 recurve. Not that it can't be done, but it's not necessarily the bow that somebody that is in the experience category or the economic echelon to be doing those types of big game hunts is going to be using. With that being said, there's no reason that the Tigershark Pro would not perform adequately at a grizzly bear hunt or hunting bighorn sheep, but right now we're just dealing with a whitetail hunting distance. Where you get into the upper price point bows, you're dealing with some level of customization where there's a possibility that it might have a certain grip style, or that it has different selections of wood for the riser or different materials for the riser. Possibly fancier limb veneers and possibly fancier or better limb cores. However, all you actually need out of a recurve is for it to hold together and shoot arrows as accurately as you can actually shoot them. With that being said, that is why I feel that the Tigershark Pro is the best bow on the market in America under $200. I have left this bow strung up for a month now, and the limbs are still straight. There is no fatigue in the riser, there's no cracking, so it handled being strung up and just left to sit without any issues. I have shot this bow when it is well below zero, about 25, 30 below zero over the winter. And I've actually sat on this review for quite a while because I wanted to make sure that I had some credibility, because this is a fairly bold statement that I'm making, that the Tigershark Pro is the best bow on the market under $200. Now, I'm not comparing it to, say, a Bear Grizzly. That's in a different price point. You've got some good bows out there that are in the $100 price point, and then you go up a level, and this has a much better fit and finish and look, and it's a much smoother style bow than the $100 bows, as to be expected from its increase in price point. Now, when you end up with the Tigershark Pro, the first thing that I was not a fan of is the string that it ships out with. I am not a fan of a continuous loop string. I like a Flemish string, so I switched it out for a string from Three Rivers Archery. Is that a deal breaker? No, because most of the time you're going to end up with a continuous loop string that's going to be fairly cheap in order to keep the price point down. Was the string that it shipped out with a bad string? No, it was completely serviceable. And that kind of goes back to my whole point of, what do you need it to do? You need it to hold together and you need it to work. That's all you really need it to do. For instance, I can't claim that the bow did that. I just knocked two arrows together down there in the target, and that's me. The bow does whatever I ask of it to do. So the Tigershark Pro is a hell of a bow for the amount of money that you're going to be spending on it, and there is absolutely no reason that you actually need to go up in price point. You can want certain things, but the Tigershark Pro is going to do everything that you ask of it for the amount of money that you put into it. Now, it does have the AMO holes, it does have the accessory hole for a plunger and for a stabilizer or a bow fishing reel, and it's great. I actually really like the leather pad that it ships out with, as opposed to a hair pad, and I really like the bow. And it shoots as accurately as I can actually shoot it. One thing that I didn't mention was that this is a quiet bow, comparatively speaking. This is a 3-piece recurve, so it's not going to be nearly as quiet as, say, a 2-piece recurve that goes together with a solid handle socket like my Big Jim recurve or my Martin Hunter that's a 1-piece recurve. But comparatively speaking, for a 3-piece recurve, this is a very quiet bow because the limbs tighten down very solid. There's good mating between the limb and the riser, and so you're not going to have a lot of vibration points where it can create sound. So a quiet bow, not a huge deal if you're just going to be messing around in the backyard, but if you're bow hunting with it, then it does kind of matter. However, most of the sound in a bow is created through leftover energy being converted into sound. So if you shoot an arrow that is actually heavy enough to absorb maximum kinetic energy from the bow, it's going to quiet the bow down significantly as it is. However, you can deal with a hand-shocky, loud-ass bow if all you can afford is that. So while it is great to have a quiet bow, if you can't afford a quiet bow, then all you need is a bow that shoots arrows. But overall, for a 3-piece recurve with a proper arrow, the Tigershark Pro is actually a very quiet bow. And if you do your part with a Tigershark Pro, you can basically shoot a feather touching group once you get used to it. So we're going to do some durability testing here. I'm going to take my Tigershark and dump it out of that tree stand right there. Now this is not going to be on concrete, and it's not going to be off a skyscraper, but I do feel that this is an accurate and realistic durability test of this bow, because it's entirely possible that you might drop it. Hit the ground, string didn't blow off, dug into the mud a little bit, but I'm sure it's fine. All that a bow needs to do is be durable enough to hold together under the daily abuse that you're going to give it, and shoot arrows accurately as you can shoot them. We've got mud on the limb just like any good bow should. We have no riser fatigue, no splitting in the limbs around the bolts. String didn't blow off. Everything is fine. So for $200, I believe that you're getting a bow that you can have faith in and get several years worth of your money out of it. That's the truth. I started out this video with the fairly bold statement that this is the best bow on the market today, under $200, and I firmly believe that. Something else that I firmly believe is that it makes me sick when I see people being upsold when they want to get into traditional archery, being told that they need to buy an ILF style recurve or a Hoyt Satori just because it's made by a Hoyt, or that they need a custom bow. That can come later after you know what the hell you're doing. But there is no reason that you need to dump $1,000 or more into getting into traditional archery. There's no reason for it. You use what you can afford to use. And if $200 is all you can afford, and you get into a Tigershark Pro Recurve from Southwest Archery, then great, fantastic. You're getting a hell of a bow for the amount of money that you're going to dump into it. And speaking of dumping money into it, just the addition of these trophy burrs from Three Rivers Archery and this Sure Grip or Posi Grip rubber grip just makes this bow look even sharper. It looks good, it performs as good as you can perform with it, and it is durable enough to handle a tumble out of a deer stand. I've shot it below zero and it shot fine, didn't blow apart. The tiger wood on the back side and on the belly side of the riser looks good. It has an oak strip in the center of the riser for added durability because the tiger wood is a very soft wood. The limbs are not obnoxiously branded. The branding is on the back. Simply by upgrading the string based off of what string it actually comes with, that improves the bow a bit. But overall, I really like the Tigershark Pro. Importantly, the Tigershark Pro has a very good quality control on it, and the limbs ship out in the actual draw weight that they are marked on, rather than having a very wide, broad, standard deviation of quality control. The limbs ship out as they are supposed to be according to what they're marked. It has the accessory holes, so you can mount a quiver, you can mount a bow fishing setup. This is a bow that's going to do everything that you need it to do under $200, and you can then grow from there. But it makes me sick when people get tricked into buying things beyond what they actually need. This is traditional archery. It's a personal journey. There is no reason that you should try and buy performance because you're going to be disappointed. All you need out of a traditional bow is for it to be durable and do what you need it to do. And making the bow do what you need it to do is actually your job. As long as the bow holds together, as long as you practice with it, a Tigershark Pro, in my opinion, is the best bow on the market today in America under $200. You can go up in price point, but if you've got $200 to work with, then by all means, I feel that you will be well served and get a lot of bow for your money, and that's the God's honest truth. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at threeriversarchery.com. Thank you very much to those involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. Thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.